Day 54. All right. I want to talk about red flags. Staying in your power. Red flags. So I had this, where do I even start? Um, I made a promise to myself a long time ago that the moment I saw a red flag, I would say no. And sometimes figuring out, I think, what those red flags are, because sometimes they're yellow or orange, um, don't really jump, right? But this weekend, Friday, I woke up really early, high all day. It was incredible. Went to a concert. I love going to a concert and absorbing like all of that excitement and like, oh my God, and it's so good. And then something shifted within me. So after the concert was said and done, there's this moment of, am I telling myself the truth? Am I really living my truth right now? And there's a few yellow flags in my situation where I was like, don't really know what that is yet. And I realized in that moment, like I came home like single on the weekend and said to my best friend, I'm like, I might be emotionally schizophrenic. Like there is two versions of me emotionally. There's the one who wants, this fairy tale thing, this I think society has really, in my generation, anyways, has told us, that this is what it is. It's that whole Cinderella fucking bullshit story of they're going to find me. It's going to be amazing. This is what I need to do. Blah, blah, blah. And then there's this other piece of me that very much enjoys the freedom of being single and being able to do as many retreats as I want across the planet and travel and build this company. And I can get swept into either one of those in a heartbeat. So I'm really processing myself right now. And I know I do everything full throttle, which I'm also processing right now. Full throttle into everything. Because apparently both of those lives are amazing. So let's just do it. Um, really have to process. So kind of going through why do I do full throttle? One, I'm a Sagittarian and I'm a Leo rising. Kind of do everything full throttle. I think that's who I am. But I think maybe forewarning people moving forward might be a good idea. Less chance of heartbreak that way. And so, anyways, as the weekend progressed, um, there was this defining moment for me on Saturday where I felt my energy shift. I was very aware that it shifted. I wasn't feeling well. I've got this congestion thing going on. So I was like, maybe it's that. And then started moving through the morning, and my body, everything in my body was like, no, 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 this is a red flag. And so I listened to it right away. I was like, there it is. Okay, call it what it is, move on. So I did that. And it almost feels a little bit heartless. I feel really bad about that. Um, but it's just like I know in myself so much what is right and what is not right for me. And when I feel a no, it's not that I'm running. I'm very aware that I am not running from fear or in fear or of fear. I am clear on what fits my energy. And it's not easy to do for a lot of us. So there's a little test you can do with your body to understand what yes and no feels like. I want to share that with you. I want you to practice this because this is all about standing in our power. Right now, the last 50 days of this journey is going to be standing into our power, being empowered and being in the vibration of love while doing it, not being a cold ass bitch. Although I'm pretty good at that too. But anyway, so there's a little test. So I want you to really play with this energy over the next couple of days and discover what does yes feel like and what does no feel like for you. Because red flags can be confusing, whether that's in relationships, careers, friendships. It can be confusing sometimes, especially if we have a traumatic background. We can lean into like, well, it's kind of like a yellow flag. And if you're anything like me, I see the best in people always. It is a default, but it's also a gift. I can see the highest potential, the best in everyone. And it takes me a little bit of time to see the other ego stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's that. Okay. Um, so what I want you to do is just take a minute and center in your body. So you're just going to close your eyes and center into your body. And I'm going to trigger you. I want you to bring up the cringiest memory that you can find, whether that was being abused, whether that was being told you were stupid, ugly, whether it was highly embarrassing. What is like one of the cringiest, most painful, grossest things that you have gone through? I want you to bring it right into your mind and relive it for half a second here. And I want you to scan your body. What are you feeling? Where in your body are you feeling it? And what does it feel like? For me, I'm feeling it kind of in my stomach, but it almost just feels like this sinking sensation or this like heaviness. I can't quite breathe as deep. Okay. So now I want you to shake that off, refocus. I just like even energetically brush it off. Just like shut it. I don't need that anymore. And I want you to go into either a funny memory or something you're really passionate about. Like I'm having a glass of wine tonight, so I am fantasizing about that glass of wine right now. So, or some of the other silly fun things that I've been able to do this weekend. So go into that happy. I want you to relive it. I want you to feel it through, play it out, get it going in your mind, and scan your body. Where in your body is it? It might be in the same spot, but the opposite sensation, or it could be a totally different sensation. You might feel your body swaying in one way or another. There's lots of different ways to feel it. There's no right or wrong with it, but I just want you to pay attention to what am I feeling? That's your yes. So the cringy is your no, the happy is your yes. The more you kind of play with your body with this, you're going to really identify when something is a fucking hard no, like I did on Saturday. And then it takes courage. It took a lot of fucking courage because this person was my best friend for 19 years. 19 years, my best friend. I don't think he realized he was my best friend, but a lot of love there. And everything in my body screamed no on Saturday. Not that he's a bad person, just it's a hard no. And I had to be brave enough to listen to myself. That was not easy. I had to remove myself from the situation and really process to make sure, is this fear? Is this actually a hard no? What is it? And then I had to be brave enough to articulate that. So it takes courage. It takes vulnerability too. You have to be vulnerable with yourself. Like, what am I really feeling? And what fears do I have associated with this? Because I thought this is going to be my forever. I really did. Really, truly thought this is potential to be my forever. Like this could be it. Um, but a couple of weeks of spending time together, there was always this little like, what is that? What is that? What is that? And then all of a sudden it was just obvious. So I want you to practice the feeling of yes and no. And then I want you to sort of start thinking about, you don't have to be action oriented with it yet. Nothing ever needs to be rushed or forced. But in your life, is there red flags? Is in your life, is there untruth? In your life, are you responding or reacting out of a desire, but not your actual truth? So process it, feel it in your body, and then you can start to just be vulnerable with the conversation in your head. Is this a yes for me or a no for me? Like anything, even your food choices, like it can be anything. So yeah, that's where I'm at on day 54. Didn't post Saturday and Sunday, obviously, because I was going through that. I really had to process that before I started speaking because I am way too transparent on here. I'm sharing way too much information. It's almost embarrassing. And I'm very sure I'm going to cringe at this in another year from now. I'll be like, oh my fucking God, really? But here we are, vulnerability, right? All right, day 54. Go figure out your yes, go figure out your no, start to process. Are you going to be brave enough to say, like, these are yeses for me or these are no's for me? Because we all have no's going on in our lives, just so you know. All right, well, day 54. Talk soon.